Hello and welcome back. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with today's editorial of 15th Feb 2025. So, what we are going to cover, let's have a recap. The front page covering India's US to double a bilateral trade to the $500 billion by 2030. Manipur police intensity crackdown on exhaustion rackets. US pushes for more defense deal. F-35 fighter jet. Second page covering about the more deportees to land in Amritsar. Man flays BJP. And Sports of the Year award goes to the Manu Bhakar, received the female category award. And Home Ministry Sikh prosecute to Aap Satyendra Jains. Third, covering about the Place of Worship Act, SP leader moves to SC for effective execution. SC to hear a plea of YouTuber fire over remarks. The editorial about today's Tista Dam and a long shadow of a climate change, how it will be affecting it. And the next article is about the dealing with China weaponization of e-supply chain. Sixth one about catching a break and a peace imperatives. So that's all we are going to cover. Today's slides are less and I've already covered all the important headlines today. So that's just these news only I found important. So just the editorial will be within the 30 minutes. So let's have a start with the front page. So it's a So let's start with the India's US to double bilateral trade to the 500 billion by 2030. So India and US is going to negotiate the first segment of trade agreement of autumn of 2025. The India looking to purchase energy from US address and US President Donald Trump for a bilateral discussion in Washington. So the Mr. Trump announced that his administration had cleared the way for extraditions of tower wanted in India in connection with the 26/11 terrorist attack in Mumbai 2008, and logistic and Mr. Rana centers and extradition of India's are being worked out. Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri told on Thursday, like it's a US paving a way. The ultimatum provided to F-35, the defense stealth fighter. Questions can be asked about this F-35 stealth fighters. So there is a double bilateral trade of 500. Yes, I think is not mentioned here. I have just pictured the half news. Here it is. There is a 500 billion of by 2030 as a part of Mission 500, and the Prime Minister it's Mission 500. So it can be asked about how it is related. So it's Oval Office where they spoke about their friendships and about for each other. So there's a Make America Great Again. It's MAGA. Theme is theme to his Viksit Bharat, Develop India. So it's unfair and a problem. Earlier in today's president announced a broad policy for reciprocal tariffs and specifically the India's tariffs on signing the order. So you're covering the US defense pushes for more F-35 fighter jets, and the F-35 is the 5th generation fighter jet. Just remember this. This is 5th generation fighter jet to India. It's most advanced military platform, F-35. So the Defense Cooperation formed a major chunk of the joint slate issued the joint statement after meeting between two leaders. So the Manipur police intensified crackdown on extortion rackets. The president rule comments on the Manipur on the Friday. Police of the crackdown against extortion rings will be intensified in a political interferences, and 60 people were associated with underground outfits and radical armed groups Feb 1, and around 250 cadres have been, it's 250 cadres have been arrested for past 6 months, exhaustion related. Uh, so there is a ethnic violence erupted in the state on May 3, 2023. Cases of extortions and abductions by armed group. The cases that conflicted arise in Manipur. This is a whole news related to. This page is also continue on 8 for you. For more details, just go to the analysis. I will upload this PDF here also. So moving to the next about the Olympic medalist. Its Olympic medalist Manu Bhaker received the Sportsman of the Year Female Award with ICC Chairman Jay Shah at a ACIS tour the Mumbai on Friday. And there is one more news about the more deportees to land in Amritsar. Manas's flight. So there is already 104 deporters already landed in Amritsar, and now more deportees were landing in Amritsar, like 119 alleged illegal Indian migrants. This would be the second group of Indian citizens being deported from US after the US President Donald Trump. So there is a 104 illegal migrants in handcuffs. Uh, so there is a situation like they were tied and handcuffs. So there is a just there is a 190 deportees, 67 from Punjab, 33 from Haryana, and 2 from the Goa, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh. Another plane carrying the deportees arrived on Friday. Why Amritsar? So the Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwat Mann questions the landing of US aircraft in Amritsar. The BJP government centers leaves no opportunity to defame Punjab and Punjabis. It's under a conspiracy that BJP want to defame Punjab. The US government is deporting illegal migrants. In this chain, the first aircraft arrived in Amritsar. Now second is also landing in aircraft Amritsar. So why this? The criteria for center of choose to Amritsar. Center has chosen to defame Punjab and Punjabis. And this was the just a statement about their CM. Despite the fact that hostile neighbor Pakistan is 40 kilometers away from Amritsar, an army plane of US is being landed here. So the plane carries the deportees is being landed here without any rationale, and if the plane carrying former Prime Minister of Bangladesh Sheikh Hasina can landed in Hindon Airport, Rafale jet can land in Ambala, Haryana. So it's illegal migration is not only the problem of Punjab, but it's a national problem, whereas projection is being made that Punjab is severely affected by this. Only Punjabis are being deported from US, he said. So there is one more about the living counter information of government medical hospital Kollam. Here is the living will information counter in outpatient OPD registration blog 3 months ago. The objective was to spread awareness and offer assistance. So within the 3 months, the hundred of people have obtained soft copies of their living will. So GMCH Kollam is a reportedly first hospital in the country who documented the living will. In the country to establish such counter to popularize the concept, a living will is a legal document that allows individuals to specify their health preferences as should they become incapacitated and due to the terminal illness of life-threatening conditions, they become incapacitated. So Superintendent Rajendra Sivin said. So reform decision is people often confuse with which is not legal in India, confusing living with euthanasia, which is not legal in India. Like euthanasia is a living will. Like if person don't want to live, he wants to die, then there is a passive enthusiasm and negative enthusiasm. But India there is a passive enthusiasm is given. If he want to die by their own choices. So the living will only specifies your choices, which not always be refusal for life sustaining treatment, and there are people who prefer ventilator support. The Home Ministry seeks sanctions to prosecute Aap Satyendra Jain. So moving to the next article. It's about the places of worship of SP leader moves to the SC executions. So SP leader Kairana MP Ikra Chaudhary has moved the Supreme Court for effective implementation of Special Worship Act Provision 1991 for religious character of place of maintain existed on August 1595. So hearing on 5070, Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna and Sanjay Kumar on the Friday took up the plea to the lawmaker, represented the senior advocates Kapil Sibbal, and ordered its listening on February 17. So the Mrs. Chaudhary, the Lok Sabha MP from UP Karina, sought to be curbed, increasing the trend of legal targeting mosques and dargah, which is threat the communal harmony and secular fabric of the country. So the top court previously agreed to examine a separate plea for Amim Chief Osmuddin with a similar player. The Akhil Bharatiya Sand Samiti, a Hindu outfit, moved to the court on top seat to intervene the cases of filed against the validity of provision of 1991 laws and the worship of provision of Special Provision Act 1991. So SC hears to plead the YouTuber affair against FIR over remarks. Ravina Lahabadia against a fire lodge against him over alleged distasteful comment of program YouTube and taken up to 2-3 days. A bench of comprising Chief Justice Khanna and media influencer that does not allow the oral mentioning of cases urgent listing. So India's got Latin a triggered controversy. Severe FIR has been lodged against him in other business part of country. So he moved to the Supreme Court for their urges for their freedom of expression. Fourth one article is about the Tista Dam and the long shadow of climate change. So on January 27 and 25, an expert committee of Forest of Ministry Environment and Climate Change recommended a proposal of the Tista 3 Dam on Tista River. Tista 3 Dam on Tista River. Sikkim. So it can be asked about in the geography. These all are in the current affairs. So there is a powerful glacial lake outburst flood glow from the South Lonak Lake had assimilated a dam and hydroelectric power generations facility, and water has also been carried. The heightening of damage for there's a 80,000 people, 4 districts affected, and it becomes clear later on the moraine of south of the link with the global warming, and global warming particulate matter, especially the black carbon, is also known as accelerate the melting of Himalayan glacier rivers. Glaciers shrink, they melt off faster. A report by Central Water Commissions this year found that the number of glacial act and the other water bodies Himalayan rivers become 10.8% of numerous, and around 2011 and 24 there is a 10.8% numerous between 10.8% more numerous between 11 and 24. So the Lonak Lake itself, formed at the early 1960s, grew to 167 hectare by glacial trade, rebuilding the Tista 3 Dam on Odisha. Tista 3 also has been a subject of several scrapped because of location, earthquake, economic clearances, and with 1996 notification, Sikkim hold 51% equity. 51% equity. Alleged corruptions, and according to committee, Tista 3.20 is to build concrete alone and early warning. So one of the hallmark climate change is that there is the multiplier of the if the slope failures of the South Lohak has occurred. So the view of expert is like geological instability, dynamics, transient landscape features, how it is affecting the climate changes, like how it is industrial centers, atmospheric soot blowing from the industrial centers, local weather station recorded by moderate rainfall. And in May 24, the relationship between the climate change and local rainfall hard to seldom the sufficient. On 30 also, an international team including the experts from the Indian Institute of Science and Technology Bangalore and diverse among they wrote a prevailing Gulf modeling assessments, industry and swelling of new designs, downstream damages to hypothetically identical flood, but it is the strongest and or significantly damages the different flood occurs. The social security of the resident in the event disaster be able to place their life bags together without slipping. So that is a facility of some survival priorities and unsustainable definition. So that's concluding the editorial here. Now moving to the next about the dealing with China's weaponizations of e-supply chain. So in mid-January, the news emerged China privileging the travel by citizens working as engineers and technicians in a Foxconn facilities in India. It was also reported that already in India, China extended the monopoly while Foxconn has reportedly scrambled to bring the Taiwanese worker to fill the gap of manpower and cribbling. Apple Foxconn remains critical. Apple Foxconn remain critical to the India's ambitions of becoming a global manufacturing hub. Therefore, such strangulation will affect the large objective. So, what is the play? These zero-sum measures, China expanded geopolitical competitions and throughout tightly integrated the Chinese technicians combined a non-availability of specialized equipment. China has sought its weapons to strategic productions. India placed itself in advantageous negotiating position. So many global corporations adopt a China plus one diversification strategies to future proof and given their the scale and development trajectory, India's manufacturing sector bearing a potential similar to that of Chinese rise production ecosystem. So in last few, the Indian government has pulled the entrench of Apple Foxconn movements investment in southern part of country. So the iPhone 15 model at a Foxconn facility is Chandram, Tamil Nadu, along with another line of Tata Electronic plant in Hosur, Karnataka. So in fiscal year ending March 2024, Apple assembled 14 billion worth iPhone in India and though contact manufacturer the Foxconn. The conference of Padma Bhushan on Young Liu, chairman of Foxconn. The chairman is Padma. Here the name is mentioned here. Padma Bhushan on a young Liu, chairman Foxconn for India. It appears that the emphasis has been replicating the Apple's symbiotic relationship with China. So the pillar of Make in India is like large scale electronics manufacture, especially for smartphones. One of the most pillar of Make in India program, the production link initiative scheme, which is a launch in first electronic industry 2020, has witnessed the increased allocations by central government union budget and 125 crore union budget 2024. So manufacturer in India, Foxconn Pegatron Electronics has 87 crore and PLI schemes. Additions to that, import taxes on mobile phones, components such as printed circuit boards, good machinery for use. Manufacture of lithium batteries for mobile phones. Notable in China, zero sum action happened at few months. So the economic necessities that visible in India and dependency is believed to be have fastened the India's China's relations, and India needs to think long term. If there is no easy solution, it needs to evolve both Apple and Foxconn to negotiate with China for easing corporate stakes both countries opportunity to hasten the role. So it is for well-rounded holistic manufacturing ecosystem include industries to be initiative and settle. The Union budget is good step, but it needs to be credible financial muscles that lead to development and complemented and augmented industry specialization in industry specific programs. So moving to the next is about the catching up break. January inflation deepens despite of household, but risks are building up. There is a inflation of 5 months low 6% in January and lying down driving down to the consumers 4.3%, tantling close to 4% median, and the constitute some relief has been awaiting relief food inflations and growth in pulses of fresh steams. As per own reckoning, average 4.4 inflations, there may be rising 3% over inflation 4.2%, and estimates suggesting with healthy uptick. So if the commuting cost is accounted for spending 23-24, cooking fuel cost flares, edible oils has been sharply increasing, on host for edible oil jumps to 33%. Monetary policy stands up elevating income tax society including most vulnerable. So peace imperative says the Manipur with the Bharatiya Janata Party unable to identify successor to end variant 6 months of last sitting, the president rule has been suspended, rule has been imposed, and states with assembly has been suspended. And I believe that it was expanded reasons showcased the inability of BJP and its governments to overcome ethnic differences with legislature and polity union governments. So 60,000 peoples persisting or displacement still experiences traumas and government electricity. So president rules also allow for a possibility taken between representatives, especially those who are committed to peace. Another major issue, multilateralizations of civil society, communities, village volunteers may be explained. And there is a because of Cookie and Mighty Joey community displaced to efforts must be taken to war footing restore peace and restore the rule before elections. So just ending the slides here, let's have a summary and ending this session with this note. First, front page about the Manipur police to intensify the crackdown on extortion rackets. India's US to double a bilateral trade 500 billion by 2030. US pushes for more defense, states offer F-35 fighter jet. Sportsman of the year Manu Bhakar, more deportees to land in Amritsar, multiply BJP. And empowering the people to choose the end of life medical care. Third is about the Places of Worship Act. SP leader moves to SC for effective executions. SC Supreme Court to hear the plea of YouTuber fire over the remarks. Fourth one is about the Tista Dam and long shadow of a climate change. Fifth article is covering dealing with China weaponization of e-supply chains. Sixth one is about the catching a break about January inflation dip and peace imperatives. President Manipur provides an opportunity for a peace. So that's for today. Tomorrow we'll meet with new editorial. Now I know today's editorial is so short, ending in just 25 minutes, but I have covered every important aspect, not leaving anything that is important. It is not important. So thank you for today. What I am thinking that I should also carry some revision type of summary side for all the 1 month current affair and this half current fave current at Sunday, so that we can have also a proper revision and MCQ type questions, because without practicing MCQ we just covering news and not able to recall the moment, that will not be helpful. Just going through the newspapers and not revising it, don't think it will last till our memory to till the exams. So I thinking just we should revise at a Sunday. So let's see if I am able to just make PPTs on the questions and MCQ. So I will come back in every editorial at a Sunday. Basically I try to cover it also, some question, at least 10 questions from every current affairs as a basic summary type, and we'll just boost up our revision also. So thank you, stay connected, more editorials will be coming and it will continue manner. I will continue it whether it will give a views or not, I don't mind it. I will do my efforts and hard work to this editorial. Thank you and good night. Signing off.